but the kids all think, not all, but almost all think there's a secret sauce to the billionaire.
Like a cheat code?
Yeah, but there isn't a secret sauce.
Right.
Fortunately for me, there is no compressed algorithm for 50 years of experience.
Then how do you turn $60,000 to $65 million in 100 days? In 100 days.
No, because I
did
did.
100 days.
Yeah, because I took back in those days, and this is why I'm called a financial wizard, is that there was no law in the world on any major stock exchange that you could not take an option to buy public.
Right.
And so I took a $60,000 option on oil and gas properties in the DJ Basin, which is basically Wyoming, public on the London Stock Exchange, and I turned it into 65 million pounds, which is 100 million bucks in one day.
You took an option
Okay,
public.
let's say I give you 100 grand, I'll come back and buy this house for $10 million in a year. 100 grand is the option.
Yep.
You give me 12 months.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You understand? Well, I just did that on a big oil deal, same thing. And when we did it, nobody had ever done it before, but it wasn't illegal. So then I did it in Amsterdam a few months later, and then they stopped it. It's called the PEñA rule now.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
SEC?
Yeah, SEC and all the governing bodies of the stock exchanges around the world came up with what they call a PENA because they don't know I have a tilde over the end. And you can't do that anymore. So you can't take options public. You actually have to own what you take public on a stock exchange.
Well,
but in those days, and you would have thought somebody would have figured that out. Stock exchanges have been around since 1535 when the Amsterdam founded the first burst for the tulip bulbs. They took public back in those days. But I came up and I called the top of the Bitcoin market, December 2017. I said, sell. It was $19,800.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody listened to me.
Of course.
I called the top of the oil market in the summer of 2014 when oil was $126. A few people listened to me, not many though. I've called a lot of markets. Too
bad you didn't call the 2008 market. You could have saved GP some money.
Yeah.
That's
well,
for
the
sure.
2008. Well, the 2008 market. My methodology works better in a down market than in an up market.
Right.
So my kids didn't get hurt. We made money.
So you win when the market's up, market's down, you just win, right? What about
because we're not using our money. The two biggest levers we have in life are OPM, other people's money, and other people's leverage.
So you
for them to
you hedge or what?
No, I don't hedge. But you can almost every deal can be 100% funded by conventional commercial banks. But nobody asks because you've been led down the roads like lemmings. Well, the loan to value is 60% or the loan to value is 80%. You got to come up with 20 or 40% cash equity. Well, that's not, there's a jillion banks. You haven't asked enough banks. And you're 2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire. And it's all free on my site.
Wow.
I don't sell anything.
Wow.
And the reason I started giving it away free, somebody came to me about 10 years ago and with a copy of one of our products. And this is from Torrent. I said, what's Torrent? And then they explained to me that they steal shit.
Steal shit, yeah.
And I said, you mean all my shit's on Torrent? He said, yeah. Give it away free now. We can cut out 11 employees customer service because when we sold the stuff. So we went from the most expensive product online to zero. And I just filled up 1,000 people in London a few days ago, which I did charge for that. But I used to give this seminar for free at the LAX airport.
How's that possible?
Well, I did in the midnight because I don't need the money. I haven't had to work in 35 years. We put 800-900 kids in the Heathrow airport at one of the big convention centers. And then they'd complain about the food. And the vegan shit was just starting. We don't have a vegan alternative. Fuck you. Yeah, you're not going to get one, you fucking piece of shit. Okay. But I got awards from the PBS for doing all this goody two-shoe shit. I got a bunch of awards. In fact, that looks like I've got 10 or 12 Telly Awards. See that little statue there?
Oh, yeah.
I got 10 or 12 Telly Awards.
That look just like that?
Which is like the half-ass Oscar.
2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire.
Yes, sir.
Is that for...
Following the 7 steps that are on my site.
Is that... And using traditional banking money, potentially,
Correct.
or credit.
Not your money.
Is that only for people who have credit, assets? Like, how do you get...
No.
My question for you is, how do you get to the starting line? Everybody's there right now?
No. The starting line, you build a dream team around you.
So is your success dependent on your team a lot of times in this life?
Well, in the beginning, I tell everybody going to healthcare. Healthcare is hot. Okay. People my age don't want to die, and so they're spending more and more money.
Yep.
19.5 cents of every dollar spent in America is spent on healthcare. Call it 20 cents. And it's because my generation is getting older and older. If you're born today or 2019, you're going to live between 92 and 93 years old. Okay. When I was born, you were only going to live till 60 something. So the kids have an opportunity, but it's the emotional sacrifices. We have two bank accounts in life. We have an emotional bank account. We have a financial bank account. Most of you have been taught about the financial bank account that you need to use to get into deals. You need to have an emotional bank account. You got to man up. You got to have a pair. Okay. In the military, they say, sound up like you had a pair, Pina. Okay. And that resonated with me. Yeah. Because I used to have a squeaky voice. Don't have that anymore. And my wife says, because I've been yelling for 45 years, maybe that's why I don't have a squeaky voice anymore. But it's all there. But we don't tell the kids that there's a secret sauce. We don't tell them that there's a shortcut. When you tell the average kid that's never sold anything, you're 2,000 cold calls away from being a multimillionaire. Oh, I guess I don't want to do that bad. Do I have to work on the weekends?
I hear you, by the way, and I believe you because I see a lot.
Are you part owner of the Dodgers?
I'm not. I just wear this hat partially because my hair is thinning, and also because I just really like LA. It's kind of become a thing for me. But now I'm creating a hat of my own that looks just like this, and I'm going to sell. Okay. So I maybe take a little percentage of your drive, but I haven't quite cracked the code. Have you done anything with Regulation A+, Reg A+, Jobs Act stuff? Like what's the next?
No, you mean the set aside for minorities?
No, not that. Let's put it this way. What's the next cheat code on the market? What's the next thing that's going to get PENA acted?
Well, the thing that's hottest on the market right now is cybersecurity, artificial intelligence.
Elon Musk said the same thing.
Silly.
Elon Musk gave the same advice.
It's crazy money.
Yeah. I mean, crazy money. But the easiest thing on the market is healthcare. For that, just based on the stat I gave you earlier, and home health, assisted living. Nobody wants to. In my day, you brought your parents in, they died at your house. Okay. Yep. Now they spend between, if you're in Alabama, $450 a month. If you're in New York City, $35,000 a month to put your parents in a home.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And the margins are big, and that's where the kids are making most of the money.
So what can Karen in Wichita, Kansas, who's watching the show right now, what can she do to get in? How you doing, Karen?
Okay.
What can she do to get into that market?
Okay.
To play on
Look at my website. Everything's free. Look at the steps, follow the steps, and build a dream team around you, which means a chairman, a CEO, a couple industry experts, an in-house lawyer, in-house accountant. Use the leverage of you getting, and you're not paying any of these people anything. They're there. Whew, just follow the scripts are there. Okay. And then you go find a Big Four accounting firm, hire them. You're not hiring them. You're going to utilize their services on a delayed fee basis, meaning the same model as the private equity firms use, delayed fee basis. And then you go find a big time law firm to do the same. And so you got no money nothing out of your pocket because you don't have anything. I assume you come to me with zero.
Why would I in
this room? I'm pretty close to that. You come to zero.
Why would someone go work for Karen in Kansas? Hi, Karen.
Because she will point to the examples I have on the website that Jane from Mississippi, bumfuck Mississippi, came here and is now worth $8 million 4.5 years later.
And so these people will work as the team for revenue share?
Correct. Equity share, not revenue.
Sorry. Oh, okay, wait. So just equity, no cash?
No. They get cash, but not salaries. You pay bonuses and give free founders equity.
Commission based.
No, it's not commission. It's you do a $5 million acquisition and you overfinance it for $500,000. You, the main person, keeps $200,000, and then you split $300,000 between all those people I just said: chairman, CEO.
What do you think of that plan?
We'll talk to him more about it, but I'll be honest, we're tactical at this point. We're down in the dirt.
We're down in the dirt. I was going to ask this.
I mean, there's no barrier to entry to have a podcast.
That's true.
No, I mean, any fucking monkey on the street can have one.
Anything on the internet. Anything.
I know. I understand that.
Which is why I mean, I'm a fucking random
That's the
kid
good
from
news and the
Cleveland,
bad
Ohio.
news, though.
Yeah.
The good news is you can, if you come up with an innovative idea, come up with an idea, a product or service that changes 1 billion lives, i.e. Facebook, and you will be an instant billionaire.
Or if you want to be a creator, become the idea.
Well, I haven't met any of those. I've heard about them.
You met us.
Yeah, well, you're a little short on the billion.